Hey guys, it's TJ. You're watching none other than CarnivalSpirits. This is going to be another quasi-tutorial of sorts. I know that a lot of you have been dealing with the transition of Google Plus and YouTube. Now, here on CarnivalSpirits, we jumped right on the beta testing for the Google Plus YouTube integration way back in springtime. There was really no desire on my part to make any further tutorials in this realm, except for the fact that now everybody on YouTube is dealing with these Google functions, and so really a tutorial is what we need now more than ever. Because if you're on YouTube, then you're dealing with this shit, and if you don't know what you're doing on Google, or Google Plus rather, then you don't know what you're doing on YouTube anymore. So we're gonna look into the CarnivalSpirits Google page, Google Plus page. This is it. And what I'm going to do is focus on comments, because Panic17 just made a video asking about comments, and I realized that you guys need to know this shit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up here to Profile, and if you can see, we've got a bunch of choices here on the left. We've got the Home, the Dash, and the Profile, the People, the Photos, What's Hot, Communities, Events, Hangouts on Air, Pages, and Local. How much of this do I really care about? Well, up here on the top, I suppose the dashboard might be handy. To actually look at your profile might be handy. Since this is a social network, the People page might be important. And we're not even going to fuck with photos right now. What I'm concerned about is the YouTube integration. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just look at our profile. Nothing's happening. Could that be because we're already looking at the profile? So let me scroll down, and let's see here. We've got our circles. Do you guys know how this works? See, on Facebook, you send someone a friend request and they accept it and you are friends. On Twitter, you can look somebody up and you can follow them. And if they choose to follow you back, they'll have you listed as someone that they follow. Here on Google Plus, they use a circle system. And that means if I find a juggalo with a Google Plus profile, I can put them in my circle. And at least the usefulness of this is that if there are juggalos posting juggalo shit, I will put them in a juggalo circle. And we have 278 ninjas circled here on CarnivalSpirits. Now we have 105 ninjas who have circled us. It's kind of like a game. If I circle you and you circled me, then we both get extra points. This is actually convenient because here are the comments that I left under Panic's last video. So I said ninjas need to go into their Google Plus and set their notifications preferences to their liking. Of course, after pouting and bitching about it, if need be. And before that I said it's all about the notifications. There's a little bell icon on the upper right side of your browser. Can you see that? It's right there. So every time we get a comment, there's a notification up there. It's no longer in the inbox. That's the change. So I'm going to take this phone call, and then when I come back, we're going to show you how to get your notification game up. Alright, so before we get into these comments, I'll just show you that here's your navigation for your Google Plus page. You got your About tab. Then you've got your posts, your photos, and you got your YouTube tab, which is pretty cool. These are all our YouTube videos on CarnivalSpirits. It says here, this tab is shown to visitors. Use Google Plus settings to change which tabs are visible. Really, posts are where it's at, because everything we like, comment, upload, and share on YouTube transfers over to here. and people that have put us in their circles. See, that's cool. I don't know who left this comment. Cali Green Too Fresh. Commenting motherfuckers with Carnival Spirits. It's showing up here on the Google stream. That's awesome. Somebody else commented under Panic's video. So this is a group channel, and I guess one of the reasons why I don't mind the Google integration with YouTube is because our YouTube experience on Carnival Spirits is a social experience. We're not just one person who's, you know, focused in on one person's needs and interests. And quite frankly, I come to the Carnival Spirits activity feed to see who else is liking things, and Carnival Spirits is my go-to place for online activity, at least in the YouTube realm. Now there's another video I just watched this morning from Scotty Two Balls giving us a little Juggalo PSA, and he was talking about how fucking dirtbag loser negative comments under ICP posts from so-called juggalos is getting on his nerves, and I don't blame him. That's why I don't even fucking go to these posts, and I don't even read these comments. It's a big fucking waste of my time. And you just might get told to fuck off. It's kind of hard to explain. Alright, so let me go to the dashboard. A couple different things up here to look at. Let's start with more. Connected services for your site and settings. Last things first. In the settings section, first thing it asks you is who can interact with you in your posts? Who can send you notifications? Well, we've got it so anybody can. But your choices are people that are in your circles, or you, or custom. I'm not going to further click these buttons, but just have you know, you understand that as a Google Plus profile haver, you have fucking circles, and you put your fucking homies, your ninjas, juggalos, people in them. And you can have a circle for celebrities or artists, and you can have a circle for, you know, fans, friends, comrades. Now, we don't know who all is out there and who all wants to send us notifications. So we have it that anybody can. We're not limiting to just the people that we have circled. And you can comment our public posts. Well, our posts are public, so we want the public to be able to comment on our posts. So anyone can comment on our public posts. Who can hang out with us? Well, anybody can hang out with us if they get invited. And we do have a VIP Carnival Spirits Circle where anyone who's a part of this channel can automatically join any hangout that is hosted by this channel without being invited, because we're one big happy family here on Carnival Spirits. Alright, shared endorsements, I don't know what that fucking is. Notification delivery. Email. Notifications are currently delivered to the page owner's notification address. Interesting. I'm going to hit change just to see what the choices are. We're not going to change this. We have everything synced up to Carnival Spirits' official email address. And if you didn't know, that is spiritsofthedarkcarnival@gmail.com. And that's how it's going to stay. Manage subscriptions. Occasional updates about Google Plus activity and friend suggestions. Occasional updates from people outside your circles. Now these are both checked off, and I got to think about this for a second. Occasional updates about activity and friend suggestions. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck both of these. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't give a fuck about friend suggestions and Google Plus activities that aren't my own. Now, maybe that's a little narcissistic, but when I say my own, I actually mean Carnival Spirits' own. And there's a lot of things going on online. I want to be notified when people are contacting us and fucking with our posts, leaving comments under our videos, or replying to our comments on other people's videos. So let's see how that works when you receive notifications. And you guys all have the ability to go into your settings, go into more, or whatever. Just like follow the steps I just laid out for you. Let's see what all's available and fucking useful. Somebody mentions you in a post. Well, I guess if we were mentioned, if Carnival Spirits is mentioned, we'd want to know it, right? So that makes sense. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be checked off. I guess, you know, if people are mentioning us and we don't know it, that would be a shame for that to be going over our head. All right, shares a post with you directly. I'm going to say I don't need a fucking notification for that, because it's very obvious when you go to your profile, you see, you don't need the actual like notification waiting for you. And I'm not going to check that off. Call me crazy. Leave a comment and tell me if you think that's a dick move. Shares a post and they're in a circle you subscribe to. Well, I just said that I don't want a notification when someone shares a post with me directly. So if somebody shares a post, not with me, but just shares it randomly, and they're in a circle that I subscribe to, no, I don't want any notifications from random dumbasses posting random dumbass things. Long story short, fuck that. All right, these last three are all checked off. Comments a post that Carnival Spirits created. Absolutely. Every time somebody leaves a comment under one of our posts, we get notified. Comments on a post after you comment on it. That's very helpful. When Carnival Spirits leaves a post on anybody's video and somebody comments after us, we're notified. Shares or comments your content across the web. Well, I'm not arguing with this. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. We're trying to be a multi-platform entity here on the internet. As far as circles, when somebody adds you to a circle, you can get an email. Suggest new people to add to your circles. Joins Google Plus and they're in my contacts. We didn't have this last one checked off. Anytime that I'm asked if I want Google Plus to make some sort of executive decision or, you know, wants to throw me suggestions, I usually decline, because it's like saying, yes, please feed me your algorithms and let the machine tell me what it thinks is good for me. The only thing I find useful here is an email every time someone adds us to a circle. Because when someone adds us to a circle, that means they want to see our activity. I don't want to miss that opportunity to add them to my circle if it hasn't already happened. So that way I can see their activity as well. And that's great. So with photos, none of these are checked off. We're not receiving emails for anything else. Events, communities. It's a big waste of time, because none of y'all fuckers are fucking with Google Plus. There's nothing to notify us with. And even the people that are fucking with Google Plus right now, it's in its infancy stages. Nobody's fucking organized. Nothing's interesting. This is why people say that Google Plus sucks. Because all the fucking interesting people are not using Google Plus to make Google Plus interesting. It's funny because Facebook sucks. The only reason why Facebook's cool at all is if there's cool people to follow on Facebook. Or if you yourself are cool and on Facebook. I don't understand how you can dog on a website for being not cool if you're following cool people, or if you yourself are not boring. Anyways, let's look on further. You can customize your circles. Accessibility, change the presentation of some pages to work better with screen readers and their fucking fuck shit tools. I've got that checked off. Photos. I don't want any geolocation information with newly uploaded photos and albums. Y'all don't need to know where we're at. Allow viewers to download photos, sure, when we post them. We don't need any face recognition. We don't need all this fucking Big Brother shit. Auto enhance, normal. Create awesome new images from photos in your library. I guess so. I mean, we wouldn't post a fucking photo unless it was awesome in the first place. And here's something that you guys should consider, because again, Carnival Spirits is a public profile, and we're here for juggalos. But you know, since a lot of you juggalos don't have your shit straight with Google Plus, we want to make sure that the public can see our posts, because there's a big chance that ninjas coming and checking out this shit don't have their Google Plus shit straight, and therefore they don't have an account. They're not in our circle. They don't have us circled. We want everyone to see our shit. So our posts are visible on default to the public, and we also will send notifications to people who are in our circles who have, again, you have to let us notify you. So we can choose to notify people in our circles, and if people in our circles, I believe way up here at the top, I believe this is it right here, shares a post and they're in the circle that you subscribe to. So everybody who has this square checked off, that means that if that person has your circles put into the auto awesome or improved automatically. Look, this is confusing to explain because it's a little excusing. Jesus Christ, can I talk? You guys get the point. Just know that if you only have your circles selected here, you're not going to be sharing shit with the outside world unless you dictate it by putting them in your fucking circle. Okay? If you don't have a problem sharing your shit with the world, just put public here and you're straight. Alright? Any questions? Fucking troubleshoot Google Plus. You know, yeah, I'm doing my best to help spell this shit out for you guys, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to learn this shit yourself. Profile. Show your Google Plus communities posts on the post tab of your Google Plus profile. Yeah, I think so. Show these profile tabs to visitors. They're always visible to you. Again, you don't have the choice of unchecking your info tab. But if we didn't want to show photos, we don't have to. In fact, I'm going to uncheck photos. It says hiding a tab doesn't change who the items on that tab are shared with. And I'm going to take off reviews. You know why? Because we ain't got no photos, we ain't got no reviews. So how about that? We don't even fucking waste your time showing you a tab for a page that is empty. Do I want to help others discover my profile in search results? Do I want to learn more? How about yes and no? Hashtags. Add related hashtags from Google on my newly created post. I have that checked off because hashtags only help people find your fucking links. And even though I don't go out of my way to create new hashtags, there's no harm in that. I'm going to scroll to the top of this page. I'm going to scroll to the bottom of this page. I'll scroll back to the top of this page. Alright? What am I letting you know? You don't have to hit done, okay, confirm changes. This shit is changed. As soon as you clicked it, it is fucking enacted. Active. All set. All set. That's it. All set. So, what else do we got here? More connective services. That's useless. For your site, whoa, you want to get mobile? Settings, that's where we were. Alright guys, notifications, and here's our overview. It's pretty sweet. 107 followers. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. We've got a little bit of activity here. We've got a number of managers on the page, so any given ninja could be using CarnivalSpirits, and this is going to conclude my Google Plus YouTube comment conundrum video blog. I'm Beastmaster. Always remember to fuck off. Yeah. See ya.